today.
We're going to call this the Battle of the Bees, Kelly. Marist, number 8, senior Dylan Bedell, 167 wins out of 272 attempts, 61%, folks, and he's picked up 64 ground balls on his own. Opposing him, the freshman, Siena's number 35, Logan Babel, 185 wins, 66%, 116 ground balls. Going to be a great battle between Bedell and Babel. The winner, most likely, going to help tilt the scoreboard as well.
The I-80s, the conference's reigning Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie of the Week. We are underway, and early movement on the part of Siena. More.
This will be Sean Miller, number 48 for Siena out there.
Marist wins this one cleanly. A bit sloppy in the transition to attack, and the Saints will come up with it.
That was a great play down to the attack. Face-off, Babel back in the game. And once again, it's a 3-on-3. It's not just 1-on-1, and you can see it playing out right here. Great part of Lacrosse.
And a roll down the field, a live ball, and a whistle and possession to the Saints.
Babel and Bedell. That time it was Bedell who went early. So number 8 for Marist won't be able to take the next.
After Marist scored the first 2 of the afternoon.
And for Marist, it's Josh Smith, number 6, coming in. And once again, another face-off violation against Babel.
Took over last summer now in his first full season as head coach of the Red Foxes. Siena leads the conference in goals per game, better than 13.
And he talked about him. He's a third-line midfielder. Look for him to contribute today, and that's a big goal right there from him.
Something we alluded to earlier, the third line might get a little bit more run today. Conditions more favorable for giving your first and second line breathers from time to time as the sun baking down in Hickey Field. So Saints win the action and turn it over quick.
And we're seeing that play out. We still got 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. We've already had 9 goals.
Yeah. Won by the face-off specialist for Marist, Dylan Bedell.
Well done.
Marist won the first 2 draws. However, 4 of the next 5, now 5 of the last 6 have gone to Siena, and a straightaway goal for the Saints.
Wow, how about that by the freshman Logan Babel out of New Hartford High School. He faked the pass to the point man and then was able to get inside just far enough, and while falling, you'll see, look at this right here. He picks up the ground ball, puts it out in front so they can't check it, fakes right there, and then while going down, he shoots high. That's impressive because as he went down, that sent Adam Wacholder, the goalkeeper for Marist, down to his knees.
And if you're wondering just how often the rookie face-off specialist for Siena attempts that trick.
Pretty impressive and just an awesome story.
And it was Balkersal, who wears number 34, who just got the assist on that goal, and there's no higher honor in the Red Foxes program than to be awarded number 34 at the start of a season.
Now.
Merrimack and Quinnipiac are playing right now. The score in that one is 6-6. That one's in the 4th period. We're 6-5 here. There's still 2.5 minutes to play in the first. In fact, Manhattan Sacred Heart, the same score as the
goal run so far.
7 goals on 11 shots for Siena. Wacholder, just 1 save for the Red Foxes. And another example of exactly what you were talking about, Tom. It's a 3-person unit when it comes to the face-off. Siena nearly had it there, but they turn it over to Balkersal.
Best part of the game right here.
Yeah.
It's like a scrum, and nobody can come up with it long enough except for Babel, number 35.
Has 2, Fry has the hat trick. The Saints are back in front by 3.
Nice job by Bedell right here. Gives it up to Anderson on the wing. Look for Marist to hold the ball for the probably initiate around 15 or 20 seconds.
The Jaspers were up by a few at halftime in that one, but tied at 6 with about 14 minutes to play in the fourth. Noble Smith, the senior, and we talked about it briefly at the start of the broadcast, Tom, just how good Adam has been this season. Wacholder, the reigning defense.
Against, typically there's a slide that comes early, so that player just moves the ball as Bannock wins another faceoff here and goes backwards with it to Arcuri. But in this case, Fry's been able to beat his short stick, no slide
in the season. And he averages better than 3.5 goals per game. That's more than a half a goal better than second best in the conference.
Right there. That's incredible shooting accuracy.
Meanwhile, under 8 minutes to play at Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart leads Manhattan 9-6. So again, Sacred Heart can be the first to wrap up at least a share of the regular season championship. Siena could then join them with
not even halfway through quarter number 2. Saints on fire.
The high mark for Siena in goals this season. The Saints scored 18 in a home win over Iona back on March 22nd. The third goal of the season for Liam Hassett, the senior from Huntington, New York. The Saints have scored 4 in a row and control the draw. Still loose. Battle for the ground ball. Not one yet. In fact, it might be a foot race.
Letting them play on these ground balls.
Yeah.
Great pickup there by number 44, Michael Casano of Marist. Super job. A little bit sloppy right there.
Siena's largest advantage of the contest.
Great offense by the Saints, as we've talked about, just unselfish. And right there, Bannock just controlling things. Radomski doesn't spend a lot of time on the wings, but he's there right now. Fun to watch them play.
Yeah. Siena will take a timeout. It's first of Reynolds and Fry have 10 goals between them. Think about that.
That's incredible.
Siena wins the draw. Might get off a shot. No, tried to get it back. We now have a third goalie of the game. So Marist searching for answers on its back line of defense. Siena with a +2 advantage at the X in the first half. The Saints win the first draw of the second half. And here's Huffnagel.
Great pickup there. Field, as Coach Gleason said, that's been one of the keys. When we win by sharing the ball and having almost 75-80% of the goals assisted, it makes such a difference.
That ground ball is scooped up by...
We hear it a lot, one game at a time, but he talked about Siena standard. We have to practice and play at our standard of excellence, and they've had a great week of practice, and it's, you know, to start this week, and it's showing up today.
Marist with a needed ground ball. Now since for Siena for years to come, just a sophomore. That's his 30th goal of the season.
Coach Scarcella talked about his competitiveness. He's an ultimate competitor, and that's what you need. And Coach Gleason talked about a little bit of momentum, trying to get this run to expand beyond 2 goals.
The freshman Jacob Wells, one of those 2 players from Illinois on the Siena roster, who is out a minute on the penalty. Important draw control.
Axers and vice versa back in the winter season in Coach McNamara's first year. And down here on the field, Siena, once again, Bannock, the new Hartford High School product, freshman, really impressive. And that's
it's a 5-point afternoon for Huffnagel. 4 goals, 1 assist. So he is 1 goal shy of being the 3rd Saint to score 5 goals in this game.
And there was a little bit of nerves in the beginning. Both teams had some miscues, and so there were 4 turnovers each. But after that, both teams have only committed 3 turnovers in third. Real crisp with their passing and their shooting as well, up to almost 50 shots on the day.
4 players for the Saints now with 3+ goals. Radomski has his hat trick. And Siena now has scored the most goals in a game the Saints have put on the board. So Marist will host a quarterfinal game.
Underneath the crossbar for DC.
Stymied. Pretty move by Mark Cummins of the Saints, but Marist will still come up.
To add in there is experience.
Yeah.
You know, experience brings wisdom, and you just see these little things being done extremely well. They don't panic when they're double teamed. They don't panic in the middle of the field and force passes. And so you have a reduction in turnovers from that experience and from the success, like you said.
Siena within 2 of the all-time program record.
One of the things that Coach Gleason talked about was with Caden Olmstead. He was a starting left-handed freshman attacker a year ago, injured in a